Yay Media Group.
I worked at a restaurant and they did mushrooms and like gravy on the meatloaf. It was really good.
Mushroom on the meat. That's like
You're such an idiot.
it's gonna be in my head forever now.
Hey guys, episode 113. The Super Bowl was last night. My team won. I was rooting for the Eagles. I don't know anything about football, but I wanted to see the Eagles win just because the Chiefs, they've had their 2 Super Bowls. And I wanted to see somebody else win. It was just like way back when the Patriots kept winning every single Super Bowl. I wanted another team to win. So I was happy for the Eagles.
Yeah, well, it's technically Wednesday. So we're filming this on Monday, and I'm sure the Super Bowl rhetoric has been worn out already. Because I was on my Instagram this morning when I was waking up, and everything was about the
Kendrick
Super Bowl.
Lamar.
Yeah, or the halftime show. I'm sorry. Everything was about Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, whether you totally didn't get it and didn't like it, or people saying there's like hidden meaning involved in all of it. So after hearing a lot of what I saw online, like if you saw from above, like there was different groups, but he had them in like the shape of like a PlayStation, like the X and the square. Like
I missed that.
Yeah, I missed it all during the performance. I was on the side of, I don't understand what's happening. I think I might be too old for this performance and I just don't like it. I'm more of like a 90s rap guy. You know what I mean? Where I could sing along with. He's super talented. I'll give him all that. And there was a lot of hidden meanings that I didn't get. Like when he says they not like us, I think he's talking about me and you.
Oh.
I'm not for sure.
I thought there was a diss towards Drake.
There was a huge, I think it is. I'm just being facetious. But definitely Drake was involved there.
Wait, remember I said, I think that's Serena Williams?
Yes.
And you were like, no.
I didn't think it was.
So I just got back from the doctor's office and I was on my phone reading an article and they said that she used to date Drake.
Right.
And that's why she was in there.
So did SZA. Was she the other one?
I don't know who she is.
I don't know either. I don't know either.
Cool.
We sound like we're 108 years old, but you guys probably already noticed, like I said, it's already Wednesday. We'll take it to a different jump off point. I'm a fan of like the boot cut jean. Those were the days.
Okay.
Those were the days.
I felt like it made him, if I saw him, I would not know it's Kendrick Lamar. I recognize some of the songs, but I did not, I wouldn't know who he is if I saw him out. And he's a little guy. He's short. And those boot cuts made him look even shorter. And I felt like that's why you noticed it more. Because on my Instagram, it was all about the boot cut jeans. Like, where are those jeans?
That was the first thing. So we were watching, there was a lot of people talking and, you know, I'm into it, but he raps so fast.
I didn't know.
I don't get like a lot of it. And I know a lot of his songs, be humble, sit down.
Yeah.
Be humble.
Oh, I do like that
but
song.
I didn't get all the inside meanings. Like when I saw Serena Williams, I didn't even think it was Serena Williams. But now that we went back, it's a diss to Drake. There's so much going on that it went way over my head. But the only thing I noticed, I was texting somebody, I'm like, hey, bootcut jeans are back, dude. Because
you loved bootcut jeans.
It reminded me of you could go way overboard, but like it reminds me of like our friend Big E.
Oh,
like those were the days of like when I lived in LA, the boot cut was really popular. That was like so it reminded me of like my LA days. So I just was laughing about that. I'm like, is it coming back now? Which when someone like that is so influential, does a performance, I think fashion follows that.
Sometimes. Well, Shauna, we were over at their house. It's our friends. We were over at their house and it made me laugh. Shauna's your age, 47, around there. And she goes, man, I miss boot cut. I like the way my boot cut jeans were. I don't like skinny. And I feel like I used to hate skinny jeans when they became a thing because I felt like I was too thick for skinny jeans. Like you had to just be no curves to wear skinnies. But then you get used to it. And I love my skinnies. But then boot cut, you made fun of me the other day. You're like, are those boot cut jeans? And I go, they're coming back because sometimes they're too flare.
There's boot cut and there's 60s bell bottoms. You were wearing bell bottoms.
Yeah, but I like those.
You were wearing Brady Bunch pants.
But they're comfy and they're cute and they make you look skinnier.
Well, that's what I mean. So like, I think the skinny look, like the tight around the ankle look, at least for me, and I'm not like fashion forward at all, but
Well, look at us. Look at me.
Hey, I'm trying.
No, you're fashion forward.
I am
I'm
a little
not.
bit. I try to be a little bit. But I think the relaxed fit, I don't think we're all the way back to boot cut, but I think the relaxed fit is coming back in. I think that real skinny look is kind of on the way out.
Yeah. I mean, I like my jeans to have room now. I used to like them to fit tight, but now I like being able to pull them up a little bit over my belly. Have room.
Put it on the beat. That's the only word I know for Kendrick Lamar. I think he says, put it on the beat. Meatloaf. He says something about meatloaf in there. I'm sure he doesn't, but I'm
sure he doesn't. You always get it wrong. I would have wanted to see.
Dude, Meatloaf gets a bad name. Not the singer. I love Meatloaf.
I thought you were talking about the singer.
No. R.I.P.
Just because we
Meatloaf.
were talking about it.
You know what I think of when I think of Meatloaf? When you think of Meatloaf, the singer, what's the first thing that pops in your mind?
I want Meatloaf.
Oh,
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, but that's not the singer.
Meatloaf. Oh, I will do anything. And he looks like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, well, you're making some funny points, but you're not bringing up the one thing. I don't know if you guys watched The Apprentice back in the day, but remember when Meatloaf got in a fight with Gary Busey?
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Wait, that's a real thing? Or it was a show?
Yeah, it was on The Apprentice.
Oh, no.
He got in a fight with Gary Busey. And I don't even remember the fight, but I just remember he was so mad at Gary Busey.
Jeff loves Gary. What happened to Gary Busey?
Dude, when I worked at DBL,
they got you a cameo.
They got me a cameo from Gary Busey, and it was like a couple minutes long. He sang a whole song to me, and I still have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I still have it on my phone. We'll play a little bit right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jeff Schroeder. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wow! Jeff Schroeder. He got in a bad accident. A motorcycle accident.
I didn't know that.
And that's why he is the way he is, very eccentric, but he's getting older now. So he's looking a little rougher. But I don't know how we got on that. And off of Meatloaf. I love Meatloaf.
Gary Busey, I always think of Rookie of the Year. Remember that movie, or was that my age?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, with the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gary Busey was like the star.
He was the coach,
player.
Right?
No, he was like the star, like the stud.
He wasn't even the coach?
No, the coach was the guy from...
Home Alone. That's right.
And he was like chewing. Yeah. And it's so weird.
What's that guy's name who throws the ball? Because when you go to Wrigley Field, people wear that kid's jersey. Featherbottom or whatever his name was.
Oh, what was it?
Rowan Gardner. Yes, Henry Rowan Gardner.
Yes.
When you go to Cubs games, people wear Rowan Gardner jerseys. It's weird. Like Chicago just adapts to it. And like when we went home one Christmas, people were wearing like Griswold Blackhawks jerseys.
Really?
Yeah, you could see those like once in a while.
I've never been to those baseball games. All I remember on there, because I think I was 10 when that movie came out. Remember when he's with the arm and then he's with the doctor and his arm goes and he hits the doctor and he goes, oh, funky butt loving. And he holds it. I used to think that was like the funniest thing.
What in the world are we talking about?
I don't know. We go from Super Bowl to movies to whatever. Well, going back to Super Bowl, I wish, because it was New Orleans, Lil Wayne, they would have had him like make an appearance. I love Lil Wayne.
I like when they do the Super Bowls. I like when there's like 5 artists.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like, and then they do their hit song or something. Like I said, I like to like sing along or something. And I like when I saw a performance by Michael Jackson, at the Super Bowl. Man, did he blow the roof off the place. It was incredible.
When I was younger, I thought the coolest one that sticks out to me because I was younger, but I was obsessed with like Britney Spears and boy bands. It was Britney Spears, Aerosmith, NSYNC, and I think that's it. And they were singing Rock This Way, and I loved it.
Rock This Way?
Rock This Way.
It's Walk This Way.
Oh, no, Rock This Way.
Wow.
Walk This Way?
This whole time you thought it was Rock This Way? I love when that happens.
Don't even, because you say words all the time.
I just said I love when that happens.
When was that song? Because we like her and we like and girls too. It was that Lil Wayne song.
Oh, we like girls and we like cartoons. I thought it was cartoons, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
We like girls and we like her too.
And we like her. I thought it was,
and you were saying we like cartoons. And I'm like, what?
You know, me and my buddy Porkchop used to sing that song all the time. And maybe he corrected me too. I don't know. I love when that happens, when you think your whole life that's the word. You know? I can't believe you thought it was
this way.
It is Walk This Way.
Oh, I said rock this way.
Yeah.
Walk this way. Oh, yeah. Talk
she
this
told
way.
me to. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm just being dumb right now.
You got the Super Bowl hangover?
No.
I know. I'm just joking, but you know, people talk about.
Do you have the Super Bowl hangover?
I feel all right. Because we came back and I'm like, should I turn it up? And I was going to call my neighbor who's always down. And he's like, man, I'm tie-tie. I'm like, whoa, if he's tie-tie, I better go to bed. So yeah, I just pounded some water. But it was fun. We had a good time.
We did. It was, we hung out with some of our old neighbors from when we lived down in Cherry Creek. If any of you are a longtime follower and you followed my Instagram, you saw Lawson. It was way back when we first moved here. Lawson's first friend, Brooklyn. It was a girl, and me and her mom are close. They only live like 20 minutes down the road, and we talk sometimes, and then as soon as we get together, it's like nothing changed. Like all the neighbors, we got to see everybody.
Yeah, and the kids, because when we lived there, all the kids were babies. And now there's new babies, and the kids are getting older. So yeah.
It's so nice. And you know what's cool? You forget about it. Like in that apartment complex that we lived in, it was a high rise, and they were all just, everybody was so different. If I was thinking about it the other day, everybody was from like another country, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Sweden, France, Turkey.
That's right. Brazil.
Afghanistan, Brazil, and Niars I can never say.
Azerbaijan.
You're saying it wrong.
Azerbaijan.
Something like that.
Something like that.
And she would, if I would go up to her apartment, she would be watching that television, and they were in another language. But it's really cool just everybody is from somewhere, like another country.
So I was talking to my buddy Tim, who's from Sweden, during the halftime show. And he's like, man, you guys are crazy here in America. And then Samuel L. Jackson popped up, and he's like, what's Samuel L. Jackson doing? Like, why is he dressed like that? And he goes, I don't know what you guys are like. It's just so funny talking to someone he lives here, obviously, and he's Americanized, but he wasn't raised here, and Europeans do things so different, you know? And it was just funny getting his reaction, because we weren't really listening. I'm like, I don't know if this is for me anyways.
Frederick was like, you got to help me pass my test. I got to take my American test.
She's from France.
And she goes, who was, she was asking about presidents. And I go, I was born here. I don't know who that president was. I was like, that was way before. I only know like Bush, Obama, Clinton.
Great point. I was born here. I don't know who that president was. Good point.
So Shauna too. Shauna goes, I don't know. I go, I don't know. And she's like, what's the anthem? It's what is it? You guys got to help me out. Star Spangled.
Oh,
it's Star Spangled Banner. And then it was so funny. She was just going on. She was, yeah.
All right. Well, we had a good time. Anyways, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Wellness is a journey, and you don't have to do it alone. And it's great whenever you're doing a wellness journey that you have friends, your husband, your parents, whoever is around you, whoever is in your tight circle, doing the wellness journey with you, because you can encourage each other. So nobody flops on their goals and on what? Why are you laughing?
That was deep.
It's true.
And nobody flops on their goals?
Yeah.
All right. Well, to simplify what Jordan just said, drink AG1. It's one of our favorites. We do it every day. We can't say enough about it. And speaking of community, so many people, and we say this over and over again, reach out to us and ask us, do you really take that AG1 every single day?
Do you like it?
day, I feel
But
like
we have
somebody
our
has
friends. We gave our neighbors some. And we're like, drink this. Or if somebody's not feeling good, we're like, get this. You need your vitamins. Lawson, and she will be Leighton's first grade teacher. She bought some, got her mom taking AG1. She sent me a video. She goes, got my AG1. She got it for Christmas.
We're peddling health this new year.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
But I want everybody that I care about, or even people out there, to know that it's good. It works. Like today I was feeling like, oh, my throat may be a little sore. I'm just pounding the AG1, put vitamin D3, K2, couple drops in there, and I feel good.
It's
this
the probiotics.
Morning.
That's right. It's the prebiotics. It's all the vitamins that you're not getting from your regular diet. And we really and truly love this stuff. Obviously, they're one of our sponsors, but it's something that we do on a daily. And how many people could say that they routinely do something every single day, every day of the year?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do at AG1.
Well, if I miss, I can tell. It's like my body's telling me you need AG1. It's like telling me that I need that. And I'm that person that can't take vitamins. I always feel super nauseous and sick. And today, drank my AG1 on an empty stomach and completely fine.
Well, we're huge fans, and it's never too late to create a new healthy habit for 2025. So try AG1 for yourself. It's something that Jordan and I actually been able to stay consistent with, like I said, and that's why we've been partnering with AG1 for over a year now.
And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. I talked about the vitamin D3, K2 that I put in my AG1 every morning.
And the travel packs are so great when you're on the road.
We're actually about to go on a trip, so we're going to take our travel packs with us. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/togetherness to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness to start your new year on a healthier note. All right. When it comes to cooking and eating, Jeff is just my personal nutritionist chef, because I hate going to the grocery store, and I just hate going to the grocery store.
I think where hate comes from, when you use that word, it's a little strong, especially when it comes to cooking. But I think a lot of hate comes from not understanding something.
It's
and
true.
I just think you're not interested in cooking and you don't care what goes in there. You just want to eat it. But Hungry Root is for people exactly like you.
I know. And that is why I like Hungry Root. They look out for people like me, and it's like you have your own personal nutritionist.
Like Jordan said, Hungry Root is like having a personal nutritionist if you don't have me in your house. They take care of all the stressful meal planning, which isn't stressful at all, but they take care of it each week by recommending delicious recipes tailored to your taste, nutrition preference, and health goals, which I love.
They make it easy to eat high quality, nutritious food and achieve any diet or health goals by tailoring recipes to a variety of lifestyles, from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, and more.
Yeah, there's no high fructose corn syrup, which I eliminated from my diet, artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of the Hungry Roots food. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics. And that's something I've really been keeping an eye on since I started this health journey.
And all Hungry Root recipes can be made in just 15 minutes or less. And with over 15,000 recipes shipped each week, there's something for every taste and nutrition preference.
That's right. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/togetherness and use code Togethermess. That's MESS. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness, code Togethermess. That's MESS to get 40% off your first box and that free item of your choice for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/togetherness with code Togethermess. All right, what are these?
I'm cracking up at your analysis of Kendrick Lamar.
Well, because they're like, people are so far down the rabbit hole. By the time this comes out, people are over it. So I just kind of wanted to, you know what I mean? I want to take it in a different direction.
It's perfect. And it's mustard on the beat, ho.
It's mustard on the beat?
Yeah, because Mustard is his producer.
Oh, wait, we should leave this in the episode. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, I just got educated at the break by our producer, Riley. So I guess what I said, but on a beat. It's I'm just trying to, I have no idea what Kendrick Lamar said, but I guess it's mustard on the beat. And that guy who came out was Mustard, I'm guessing his producer. Is that right, Riley?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay,
So
that was his
every
producer.
producer has a tagline. Yes.
So if I were to say like, I would say Riley on the beat because she's our producer. But so during the show, going back, this is how unaware I was of anything. This guy came out. I'm like, dude, I have no idea who that guy is. Because I was talking to Tim, and he's like, you expect me to know? And I'm like, I don't know. What is happening? Like Samuel, I missed all the underlining things. I didn't even know.
I didn't know who
Drake
the girl
was such a big part of it.
The girl singing in red. I had no idea
That
who
was
she was.
SZA.
Yeah, Lawson's like, I know these songs. I'm like, who are they? I can't.
Mustard on a beat. Now I'm going to say that like the rest of the day. But I still have meatloaf on my mind. I'm going to cook some meatloaf.
Oh, you make good meatloaf.
I love it. Why does it remember like growing up, people are like meatloaf, like when you watch like a sitcom or something, people like meatloaf again.
I really want to talk about meatloaf today.
I'm a big fan. It gets a bad rap and I don't know why.
My mom makes the meatloaf with ketchup on top.
See, ketchup. My mom used to put beans on top.
Beans?
Yeah, beans.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was really good. And then when we used to go on fishing trips with my dad and his buddy Steve, his wife she put bacon on top.
Oh.
And I remember the first night was always meatloaf night, and I was real excited about it. And that was a long time ago, and I still remember that. My parents are listening right now, and they're like, how did you remember that? I loved Steve Ivanison's meatloaf, Mom and Dad.
I worked at a restaurant, and they did mushrooms and like gravy on the meatloaf. It was really good.
Mushroom on the meat.
You're such an idiot.
It's going to be in my head forever now.
Everybody all day, people listen to the podcast are going to, whatever somebody says, macaroni on the beat.
Well, I learned that. See, I just learned that it was mustard on the beat. I should rewatch the performance with all my new knowledge now and maybe enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are we doing?
Dear Krabbies?
Yeah, no, we got a new little thing that we're going to do.
Oh.
Because we're being a little goofy today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I do have a little Super Bowl hangover. You know what's nice about being unemployed? I didn't have to worry about coming to work today.
I know.
It should be a national holiday.
I think it should. Like kids, because as soon as the Super Bowl ended, I was rushing to leave our friend's house just to get the kids home. And as soon as we got home, I'm like, boys, bath, bed, let's go.
Yeah, it should be. If not, and I understand people get
Saturday.
offended. Yeah, people are offended. Like, well, why don't we have a day? You need a day for the Super Bowl? Okay, fine. Why don't we just have it on Saturday? Because they get a 2-week break. So it's not like the teams get an extra rest.
Why
or it's
don't
unfair.
they do it on Saturdays?
I just think because Super Bowl Sunday, like the NFL plays on Sundays. So I think it's kind of, that's what I think. But it's not just people going to work. It's the kids at school. They were super tired this morning.
Do it on a Friday. You know, half the people don't even work on Fridays anymore. And people will be pumped up and ready to go. Kids out of school.
Super Bowl on a Friday. That didn't work. Mushroom on the meat worked. That was a good one. All right. So we're being goofy today. And we thought we'd try a new little segment, which our producers just sent us. So it's the first time we're looking at this. Riley on the beat. It's funny, thought-provoking questions, which I love. It's like my favorite thing to do.
Do you want me to read them to you?
Do you want to? Because
Yeah.
I kind of want to. No, I'll read the first one. Why don't we switch off? I'll read the first one. This is my first time. This is my first time looking at them. They're so stupid. I love it. Can you cry underwater?
Oh, I think you could. I remember getting hurt as a kid underwater and I could like cry, but
What?
I remember getting hurt as a kid. I dove in the water and it was shallow and I hit my
Oh.
head in the water and I remember crying in the water. But I don't think you can really. I mean, you can cry, but it's just like bubbles
Why would it be bubbles?
because you're like,
All right. Let's go to the next one. How important does a person have to be before they are considered assassinated instead of just murdered? Oh, I got it. Let me read that again. How important does a person have to be before they are considered assassinated instead of just murdered? You know, I'm reading these like the first time I got that coup d'etat thing
Oh my
in the Big
gosh.
Brother house.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone's seen that scene when I did that. But a little behind the scenes to that, you just walk in and they kind of showed the behind the scenes. I didn't even know what the hell that thing was, or I never even heard of coup d'etat. So how am I supposed to read that right?
Coup de what?
I didn't even know. And I felt like an idiot. And I swear in the moment, because when you go into those diary room, it's just you and the camera. There's nobody there. And then the voice just comes on, you know, you just hear the voice. So when I read that, I was like, and the camera was already on me. And I was like, because they started filming that I saw it right when I walked in. And then when I go, coup de what? And they go, coup d'etat. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I know they're using that cut. I know they're using that bit. But anyways, so let me read that again. How important does a person have to be before they are considered assassinated instead of just murdered? I like that. Like if we were on Big Brother, if we got murdered, would we be assassinated? No, we're not that big.
No.
I think you have to be.
Like the president?
Yeah, I think it's more a political thing, don't you? Because like if Johnny Depp, he would just be murdered, but he's super famous, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just maybe because of RFK, that's why I'm consider it's more political
Or presidential.
Yeah, because
Like-
you have so much security and you're running the country. So I feel like people want to assassinate you more. People don't want to assassinate celebrities because they worship celebrities.
Well, they would. Well, that guy from United Healthcare, he was murdered, right? He wasn't assassinated. I would say.
I would say like
What's
he
the
was
problem?
murdered, but I don't know. I feel like it was
I'm
kind
not
of
trying to
assassinated.
shine light on. I'm just trying to say like what I would consider using that term
Yeah,
for.
he was murdered, but I could almost say it could be considered assassinated. He was just walking. He had no idea somebody was there, and it was a silent gun.
All right, this is getting too serious.
Okay.
Let's get back to.
I'd say somebody political. Get
I would say
assassinated.
presidential is more of a word for assassination. Okay, if money doesn't grow on trees, then why do banks have branches? That's pretty good. That is like some stoner wrote that somewhere.
Uh,
I don't even have an answer for
I don't
that.
either. It's
All right.
funny.
Why do you have to put your 2 cents in, but it's only a penny for your thoughts? Where's the extra penny going?
There was a song, a country song with that. Here's a penny for your thoughts, a quarter for your call, and only your mama's love.
Oh, wait, what's that? Wait, there's another song. Oh, Wyclef, a penny for your thoughts, a nickel for your kiss, a dime if you tell me that you love her, Guantanamera. Did you ever hear that song?
No,
I can't believe I just pulled that out.
I know. I don't think so.
I used to love Wyclef.
What happened to Wyclef?
I don't think he's still around, but he was so good. We saw him one time. My buddy Tony's going to love this because we went to go see him. And we went to, Tony's going to be so mad. I forgot the name of it. But it's this outdoor pavilion.
In Chicago?
Yeah, outside Chicago.
Lollapalooza?
No, that's the name. I forgot what the venue was called. Anyways, you make your own food and we went there and saw Wyclef and it was so cool. And he was rapping in like French and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he's really talented.
Were you high?
No, but I'm sure I had a couple beers.
Yeah, I'm sure Tony was
The,
high.
the person I was with might have been.
I'm sure Tony was stoned.
Yeah, but we saw
Speaking
Wyclef.
of that, I talked to a friend the other day.
He's going to text me. I'm going to forget about we had this conversation and he's going to text me and be like, it's this, you bastard. Like he's going to write me the name of the
yeah,
pavilion. But I can't believe I can't remember it. Anyways, Chicago people, I apologize. I haven't lived there in a long time.
Yeah.
But what else was I just saying? Oh, you know what this kind of reminds me of? We are way off track today. So
It's
sorry about the random mess.
I had just walked in the door from a doctor's appointment and just sat down here and we started recording.
Okay, you know what? Let's take a quick break because we're kind of long-winded here. And then we'll come back and I got a different little thing we'll talk about.
Okay. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
All right, love. I think we're pretty good about talking about our feelings, or at least better than we were. But sometimes I'm not the answer to your problems. I might be the cause of them, but I'm not the answer to them.
I know I'm always going to Jeff for answers. Like, help me, please. But he's like, you need to just talk to somebody.
You know what you need? You need better help.
Whether you're dating, married, building a friendship, or just working on yourself, it's time to form relationships that love you back. Sometimes I feel like people are embarrassed to say that they go to therapy or they need to talk to somebody, but I feel like that's so in the past.
Yes.
And now it's okay to be open and honest. And what's great about BetterHelp is if you talk to somebody that you feel like isn't a good fit for you, you can always switch therapists at any time with no additional charge.
That's right. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. So that stigma is definitely fading. You have access to a diverse network with more than 30,000 credible therapists with
Credentialed.
You do this part. You do it.
Okay. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra charge.
Which is one of my favorite parts, because I think part of opening up is getting to that point of trusting that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like the therapist or the person you're talking to at that exact moment, you could switch for free at any time.
We often hear about the red flags we should avoid, but what if we focus more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? I think it's hard as you get older to open up to people and trust people. And I think a lot of times people just shut others off. And I feel like if you can find a group of good friends, neighbors, family members, whoever, and a nice therapist, you're on your way to success.
That's right. Don't just wave that white flag and give up on your relationship. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Togethermess today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Togethermess, MESS. Tell them Jeff and Jordan sent you. So when was the last time you needed to go to the doctor, but you pushed it off and you made the excuse, I'm too busy, or I got this new trend that I saw on TikTok or some other social media experiment that people are putting out these days?
Or I can't find my insurance card. That's me. I'm always like, where did I put my insurance card? Because every time you call, they need it.
And I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor's appointment, it just feels daunting. Even though the people are super friendly that I talk to always in the doctor's office, just making that call is kind of nerve-wracking for me, and I think a lot of people.
Well, because you want to make sure you find the right doctor for you.
Right. And then sometimes you don't want to think that you're getting taken advantage of in any sort of way.
Right. But thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you.
Whether it's your doctor who rushed your appointments or belittled your symptoms or hit you with a surprise bill, you shouldn't have to settle for mediocre care. But now, thanks to ZocDoc, you don't have to. You've got options.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
And here's what I love. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance and are located nearby and are a good fit for any medical need that you might have.
Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit.
And appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. I love that.
Same-day appointments are so hard to get.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments like me and go to ZocDoc.com/Togethermess. That's MESS to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/Togethermess. ZocDoc.com/Togethermess. Welcome back. We're over at our neighbor's house this weekend. And you know what else I love? I like playing like this silly game of like thought-provoking questions. That's fun to do like when you're drinking and stuff. I love like hearing where things came from, and somehow, you ever watch Tombstone?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's a famous line in Tombstone that Val Kilmer delivers, and it says, "I'm your huckleberry." At least that's what everybody thinks it is.
Oh, wait. I feel like you guys
I
always...
told you this.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I told you this. But a lot of people out there don't know. My neighbors didn't know. So Tombstone is one of my favorite movies of all time. And if you do, or if you ever watch Tombstone, you probably think it's I'm your huckleberry. But what I saw recently was it's not I'm your huckleberry, I'm your hucklebearer. So those things, when you're the pallbearer,
Mhm.
the things that you hold on to on a casket are called huckles.
Okay.
And so when the Val Kilmer delivers that line, he says, "I'm your hucklebearer," pointing the gun at him, meaning I'm going to kill you and I'm going to carry you in that box. That's what he doesn't say huckleberry, I'm your hucklebearer. So he's going to carry the casket after he kills him.
Okay, yeah. And you
What do
always
you mean,
said
yeah?
you always said Huckleberry.
Yeah, I'm your huckleberry. I
This
thought it was,
this sums up this podcast, how we sing songs wrong, how we said,
but I'm
how
telling
you
you,
say words wrong. I say words wrong all the time.
that's going to blow people's minds. That's because I bet you, just like you thought it was, what'd you say? Rock this way?
Yeah.
Nobody's mind blown by that. But I thought it was so interesting. I love where things come from. Like P's and Q's. You know where that comes from?
No.
I told you that before, right?
What?
So like mind your P's and Q's is like back in the day, it was what the bartender would say when people are drinking too much. So mind your pints and quarts. Like don't drink too much.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Those are cool little things. And like
But you never hear that anymore.
people say like mind your P's and Q's, but they don't even know where it comes from. I didn't.
I never hear anybody say that.
Or when someone's like, hey, shotgun, like they want to go in the front seat. Do you know where that came from?
No, I don't.
So like back in the old day, we just had this conversation over the weekend. That's why it's so fresh in my head. But we should do like, plan a little segment where we run over all these because I think it's very interesting. But the shotgun came way back in the days when people had to drive a stagecoach.
Uh-huh.
So people would rob the stagecoach and they'd have the guy sitting next to him with the shotgun. To shoot off the bandits. So that's what riding shotgun comes from.
I didn't know that.
But
I knew it probably had to come from something like that.
Yeah, but those are cool, like.
Yeah, our kids say that like, when they're with their friends and I'm driving they're like, shotgun. I'm
But
like, no,
nobody
everybody
knows
sits
like
in the
where.
back.
I love like you just say things but never question like where they came from.
That's true. That's like me. My mom says things and then I adapt to them and think they're right with the sayings. And then I just said them because my mom always said them.
Like what? Do you have any examples you remember?
Well, yeah, I've said plenty on here that you're like, that doesn't make sense. I can't think at the top of my head right now.
There's a lot of Southern sayings that don't make sense to like Northerners at all.
Yeah, but the Southern people get it.
The Southern people do because they always write in and they're like, I know what Jordan's saying. I'm from Tennessee or something. And I'm like, I've never heard that.
We might have shared this, but we had, when you and I were dating, I say toboggan.
Oh, this is
boys.
This is like where it started.
Yeah, this is kind of where it started. I say, get your toboggan. And my mom's family's from Southern Illinois, but Southern Illinois, my mom's always like, everybody always thinks when I say I'm from Illinois, I'm from Chicago. She's like, I'm not from there. And she's like, we're nothing like those people. And
those people, they not like us.
She's like, we're small town country people. She goes, everybody thinks because you say you're from Illinois that you're from Chicago. And she gets so mad.
Do people get as mad about like Northerners as you're in the South as your mom does? Because everything, like, I feel like our whole relationship, when I do something bad, she's like, oh, that's just them Northerners, Jordan.
Well, I was talking to her the other day and she said, somebody just blew the horn at me. And she goes, they're not from Waxhaw. They moved from upstate New York.
Man, tell her the war's over. Tell her to get over it.
And she goes, all those people come over here and think that they're going to be rude and blowing horns. She goes, you got another thing coming. She was like, we move slower in the South and we take our time. Don't be rude, blowing the horn at me.
You are turning in your mom. I say that every podcast, but you are.
I'm a mixture of Jeff and your mom, or and my mom.
You were going to say something else right there, weren't you? I know exactly. You don't even have to talk, and I already knew what was in your head. We can't say it out loud, but it's a whatever. Anyways, let's get back to this. We'll read a couple more and then wrap this thing up. So these are more funny, thought-provoking questions. This one it's a good one. Why does a round pizza come in a square box? Never thought about that.
No, I never thought of that either.
Probably because it's easier to fold.
Well,
right?
No, because I don't know, you should know this. Isn't when they in the oven, Isn't it circular? What they put the pizza on? Isn't
like
it
the giant spatula?
Yeah, it's circular, I thought.
What does
Not
it have
square.
to do with the box?
Because they normally have it and it's super hot and then they just put it in the box.
But why is it a square box and not a circle box?
Because the way they cook it, it's on a circular pan. Maybe I'm completely
What in
wrong.
the world? Where's your brain? I don't even know what you're trying to describe. What are you saying? Why is it? Why is a round pizza in a square box?
Because they cook it on something circular and then they just drop it in the square box.
I have no idea what your logic is behind that. I don't even know what that means. Are you talking? And I feel like I'm watching the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance again, and I'm missing it.
It's like when you do the whatever. I'm just gonna stop talking.
Okay, I think it's. Listen, if you're from the South, maybe you understand that logic. I don't understand what you're saying. I just think it's about folding the box. It's easier to fold a square box. They come flat, and you just put it together at the pizzeria.
That's what it is.
I don't know. Well, there is no answer. These are thought provoking, and you definitely provoked my thoughts. I don't think we're going to be able to beat that. But let's try one more before we go. Why is it that people say they slept like a baby when babies wake up like every 2 hours? These are great. I love these. I'm gonna screen grab this.
I'm that person that says I slept like a baby.
Or our friend Scotty goes, slept like a babe.
Oh.
Right?
That's my our southern Mississippi friend.
Slept like a babe.
Yeah. My babe. Oh, yeah.
That is true. Because when babies are out, they're out. They look so peaceful. And I think maybe some of it, I'm getting way too into these, like thinking the logic behind them. But I think because babies are so innocent and right, they're not thinking about anything. Like before I go to bed, I'm like, oh my God, health insurance, we got to pay the mortgage, this, that, you know what I mean? So it's harder to sleep. But a baby has they don't know anything.
I wish I could be a baby.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think that's maybe where that term comes from. Like they have no worries. And when they're out, it's like so peaceful. There's nothing on their mind.
That's what I want.
Yeah, so do we all.
That's what we all want.
So when you do have one of those sleeps, maybe that's what they're referring to.
Probably.
I don't know. That was a pretty good analogy of that. All right, I'm doing one more. So why are you in a movie, but you're on TV? Huh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the movie. I was on that show. That's right.
I don't know.
And
These are funny.
It doesn't even make sense when you say it the other way. Oh, yes, it does. I was on the movie and I was in the TV show.
That doesn't sound right.
I was in the movie.
Yeah.
I was in the movie.
Yeah.
I was in the TV show. That's right. Doesn't make sense. I was on the TV show. Huh. That's a good one.
Yeah. Those are funny. I wonder if some of the people were
stoned.
On some, yeah.
For sure.
And
how
they
else do
made
you
that
come
up.
up with that stuff?
And just writing and laughing.
Yeah.
Coming up with the ideas and laughing. I could totally see you doing that.
Oh, they're my favorite. You know what? Here's where our humor differs. Have you guys ever heard of Jack Handy? He used to do like little skits on Saturday Night Live. They're my favorite. I could just read Jack Handy quotes and laugh all day.
Jeff at pickup, if he does go with me, I will sit in the passenger seat and he drives and he parks the car and you do that. You read like dumb stuff and we just start laughing about the dumbest thing you pull up and that you find on the internet. And you're like, how funny is that? Remember the other day we did that?
Yeah.
And then my friend walked up and we're just cracking up and she's like, what is so funny?
Dude, I don't know. Sometimes I just see the internet is good for something. Here, I'm going to read one Jack Handy quote before we go and just if people don't know who Jack Handy is, it's the best. It's the best. All right, hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to do this one because it's the one I always remember. And if you need a pick-me-up or a little laugh today, read yourself a little Jack Handy quote. I'm going to read this Jack Handy quote instead of our positive stuff.
Since you're not doing the positive thing, somebody did write me and ask where you got those. Where did your mom get those?
I don't know. I'll ask her.
Okay.
I'll ask her. But this is our positive quote for today. I hope it makes you laugh. If you're like Jordan, you won't get it at all. But there's nothing to get. It's just fun. Okay, here's the quote. One thing kids like is to be tricked. For instance, I was going to take my little nephew to Disneyland, but instead I drove him to an old burned down warehouse. Oh no, I said, Disneyland burned down. He cried and cried. But I think that deep down, he thought it was a pretty good joke. I started to drive over to the real Disneyland, but it was getting pretty late.
You're so dumb.
It's so funny. There's a million of them. Oh my God. All right. We're going to leave you on that note. That makes me laugh. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I do have to say, I went over those old YouTube comments. Guys, thank you so much for, the merchandise. If you haven't checked out the website.
You put fire in him. You made him feel
Togethermess.com.
good.
You guys really inspired me. I was reading a lot of those comments and they were 99% positive and motivational. And it really touched me. And thank you guys for the support, supporting our merchandise, supporting us in general, and listening to podcasts as we grow it. So I read a lot of those comments and it really did move me. So thank you guys. It meant a lot. So yeah.
You about to cry?
I almost did cry.
You did.
I went from, dude, look, I'm an emotional wreck. I go from laughing to like crying.
You're
but it
me.
touched me. It touched me and it did motivate me. I feel good. And like that people are listening, it's inspiring. And the motivation, which we do this show or you do a television show and you get to a point where you're like, you almost think nobody's watching. But I have to remember that people are watching. They're all listening. They do care. They are invested in our life. So yeah, it means a lot. And I just want to say thank you.
Jeff had never read the comments before. I keep up with them. It's hard to do my Instagram and respond to YouTube as well, but I do keep an eye on the comments. And Jeff comes in, he's like, did you ever read the comments on YouTube? He's like, I feel so inspired right now. And you were so happy.
Yeah. So keep them coming, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you download, subscribe, tell a friend. And again, hit up that Togethermess merchandise. We're always working on improving it. We're going to have some new merch coming out. So stay tuned for that. But enjoy
and Jeff's
what we got now.
Jardiniere.
Yes.
And mustard on the beat.
Mustard on the beat. Dun, dun,
Bye.
dun. Take us out to that song. Mushrooms on the meat.
Yay Media Group.